I asked Pat to cut these bananas and put them in the freezer so I could throw them into our shakes when we make protein shakes. Why did he leave the banana peel on?
The hell is this? Why are my clothes not folded? Hello? Wake your ass up.
What happened?
Why are my clothes not neatly folded and put away?
I'm taking a nap. What the hell is wrong with your problem, bro?
You didn't fold my clothes and put them away.
Oh, then you do it.
No.
Yes, I'm tired. I worked a whole fucking 8-hour shift and I want to take a nap.
Melissa, I come home from work. The house is all dirty. What do you do all day?
I've been working.
Working?
Just because you go into work and I work off my computer doesn't mean anything.
Working? It looks like you haven't been working because the house is all dirty. The dishes are still out. How about you go clean them? Because it's your job.
Those are your dishes.
We all make mistakes, right? I mean, it's no surprise. We all have our whoopsie-daisy moments. Sometimes we put our phone in the freezer and our ice cream in the fridge. It happens. I've done it before. I'm sure you probably have too. But when you have these little whoopsie-daisies all the time, every day, pretty much as often as you can think of, pretty much whenever you're tasked to do something that you don't necessarily want to do, you have to start to wonder, is this a mistake? Is this intentional? Or are you just that useless? But regardless, it's something that people have used against others a lot over the years. I mean, over hundreds of years. And it's something I like to call weaponized incompetence, which is something you've probably heard before, probably seen it. If you're a woman, you probably experienced it, because the biggest culprits of this are men who have grown up with the ideas that that's simply not my job, or that's not a man's job. A man doesn't do that, a woman does that, therefore I don't have to, and I'm not going to be good at it. And so it's either you do it or I'm going to do it poorly. And so, you know, the choice is yours. Those are your options. Shitty and shittier. And in the opening, obviously, I showed you guys a couple examples, and we're going to talk about that very first one right now. The others we'll get to later as, you know, they become relevant to this whole story we've got going on here. But this is like probably the most basic weaponized incompetence 101. I mean, this is your introductory course, first day into college, you know? You told me to do something, so I did the thing that you said to do. But obviously I did it wrong, right? Even though they know they did it wrong. Like, what kind of nonsense is this? So they were supposed to cut up these bananas so that they could be used for like a smoothie or a shake. I think it's a shake. Regardless, they're used for a drink. You don't drink banana peels, right? I mean, if you drink banana peels, I'm sorry, I guess I have to take that back. Most people don't drink banana peels. That's a weird thing to do. I can't imagine it tasting all that good. But brother here thought, hey, she told me to cut out the bananas for our shakes, so I'm just gonna cut the bananas without peeling them. Like, are you serious? Like, is this guy like a genie in training where they just take what you say like literally verbatim and then do their own like goofy little interpretation of it? Like, hey, that's what you said. You told me you wanted to be a millionaire, so I gave you a million air particles to smoke on. I don't know. But regardless, this is just pathetic at this point. I mean, let's take a look at that first clip again. And we also have a Stitch here who's gonna kind of talk about this from the perspective of a woman who is tired of seeing this type of bullshit.
Cut these bananas and put them in the freezer so I could throw them into our shakes when we make protein shakes. Why did he leave the banana peel on?
And this is another perfect example of weaponized incompetence from an incompetent man-child. He did it on purpose, most likely because he's lazy and he didn't want you to ask him to do it ever again. It just is still astounding to me that man-children are so dumb that they do things like this and they act like they can't do basic adult tasks in their own home. And it's not just limited to kitchen, it's the bathroom, it's just general chores of the house that both of you share. It's time that you stop letting little men like this get away with this. So guess what? You did this, you put these bananas with the peel in the freezer. Those are for his shakes. You make his shakes with those, and you make yours the right way. And let's see if he likes the taste of bitter banana peel in his shake.
Hey, you know what they say? Revenge is sweet. I guess for him, your revenge will be sweet because you'll have the nice, sweet, delicious shake, and he'll have the nice, bitter shake because he's got the banana peels in it. And I think that's the exact way you should approach this type of nonsense, especially if it happens all the time. Because, I mean, this has to be intentional, right? Nobody is that dumb to think that preparing bananas for a shake means leaving the peels on. Like, why would you do that? That's so much extra work, too. Because then you have to, like, remove each individual peel from the bananas. Like, what is wrong with you? When you could have just peeled the bananas in the first place to begin with and then cut them like any rational human being. But this takes us somewhere that I believe to be very important, and it's the psychology of these gigantic man babies. How did they end up like this? How did they end up so incompetent, so confidently incompetent as well? You know, because like I'm saying, they're doing this shit on purpose. They know. They know they're not going to have to cut those bananas again because you'll just do it. And they're totally content with that. I would personally think that was the dumbest thing ever. I would hate if I did something, you know, incorrect, right? If I was assigned a task, I take pride in doing the task correctly. But them, they take pride in doing it as wrong as humanly possible. It's like that meme where it's like instructions were hard to follow, dick stuck in the oven or something, you know? That's them. Literally, that's the evolved version of them. And they have manifested into these incompetent man children. And in this video, we're going to explore how this happens. How do you end up an absolute moronic doofus like this? So before we get straight to just blaming the individual on their own shortcomings, let's talk about things that in their lives that aren't really their fault, that don't stem from them directly, but it's still a pivotal part of their lives. And the first big one is pretty obvious, right? Cultural and societal standards, right? So men, for the longest time, have been brought up to believe you go to work and you come home, you eat, you go to sleep, and you get up, you go to work, and you rinse and repeat, right? That's it. That's your role as a man. Nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. That's it. That's all you gotta do. You don't have to take care of the kids. You don't have to wash dishes. You don't have to cook. You don't have to clean. That's your woman's job, right? This is the traditional man-woman dynamic, right? That has existed for centuries upon centuries. Now, obviously, that was a society perpetuated by a long list of men who believed that way, whether it was from their teachings, from their religion, philosophies, whatever. That has always been the case, right? It hasn't been until, you know, the last century really that has shifted so drastically where that is no longer the case. And now women are going to work just as much as men are, right? Working full-time jobs, 8 hours. I mean, if you live in the United States of America, it's kind of hard to get by on a single income nowadays. So yeah, a lot of times in many relationships, both people are working. And so, you know, anyone with the brain would have to acknowledge that things have changed a little bit. The tide have turned. You don't get to just be like, that's not my job. It's like, yeah, you may have worked an 8-hour shift, but so did your girlfriend. So did your wife. So why is it that all the household duties fall onto her and none of them onto you? Well, there's actually a really shitty explanation that one of these man toddlers actually has for this sort of thing, which we'll get to shortly. But in the meantime, I want to show you guys some more examples of this phenomenon.
Can you take the baby?
What do you mean?
I have my husband watching our daughter while I get ready. Let's see how many times he says, let's go see what mommy's doing.
What are you doing?
I'm filming it. Get ready with me.
I really wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Okay, yep. Show her your piggy.
Is that your piggy?
She needs to eat. You're the source.
Bro, she's not hungry. I promise you she's not hungry. Okay, bye-bye.
Oh, she wants some lipstick too early. Sorry, Everly. Okay, I won't bother you.
You look so pretty. I gotta film this part.
I mean, is bro just a human muppet? Because this is not normal human being behavior. Now, we're obviously going to talk about that first clip too in a second, but I got to start here because I can't ignore this. Brother, what are you doing? You know, there was one line that he said that really irked me, right? He says, the baby needs to eat near the source. Why? Why? Why are you incapable of feeding your baby? I'm sure there's some formula or milk or something like that in the fridge, something you can go heat up or whatever you got to do to prepare it to feed your child. Why does mama got to do it? You are fully capable. But this, obviously, wouldn't be featured in this video if it wasn't a perfect example of weaponized incompetence. I mean, can you give her a moment to herself? Doesn't seem like it. It's very strange. Why did you have to show up 5 times within 13 minutes? It was like, that's like, dude, that's like once every like 2.5 minutes. What are you doing? Can you not handle yourself at all? I get it. You want to go play League of Legends, or you want to go play Arc Raiders or something like that. You want to go play a game or do something else, anything but actually be a parent to your child. So it's like you keep bothering her while she's trying to record her video. She's working right now, right? Men, let's flip this around a little bit, right? If the man was working, you know, at his desk doing like some accounting or something, I'm sure he'd be livid if his wife and daughter, well, his wife bringing in the daughter, kept interrupting and bothering him and stopping him from doing his work. She's working too. This is her job, right? She's a content creator, and he knows that, but yet he still thinks it's appropriate to keep interrupting her. I mean, how much more incompetent can you get at this point where you can't even handle taking care of your own child for 15 freaking minutes, dude? I can't imagine the frustration. Now, regarding that first clip, like, dude, how do you even think of something this dumb, right? The mother here is trying to hand off the baby to you. She says, here, take the baby, and you grab the other one. Like, why? And does this have anything to do with the fact that they're not, you know, the same gender? Do you prefer the male baby to the female baby? I don't know. Why would you do that? I can't even come up with a reason for this. Like, I'm trying to fit this into the whole narrative, but this one is just like pure stupidity to me. Like, I think this one goes beyond weaponized incompetence. I mean, this is just weaponized moronic dipshit behavior. I mean, that's probably the best way to put it, in my opinion. And it's like, did you just do this to make her upset? I mean, you got to be better than that, you know? You got to put away your own stupidity and dumb choices, you know, to actually be a parent and, you know, to do your role and your responsibilities. Because, hey, guess what? Nowadays, taking care of your children is not just the woman's job. It's everyone's job. Everyone who is a parent. And I say everyone in case for some reason you got more than 2 parents. It happens. But anyway, let's just move on for this because we got a lot more to talk about. Now, these are just some classic examples of messing something up to kind of just be like, well, you do it better. Why would you make me do it, sort of thing, so that maybe you never have to do it again.
For real?
Can you clean that up for me real quick, babe?
Why are you wasting ketchup?
I'm just trying to see something. Can you clean it up?
Stains, bro. Voila. Voila. Oh. Alright. Voila. Alright, let me. This is why you don't do that, bro. It's stupid.
Bro is actually an NPC here. Like, he is not a real human being. I forget calling the other guy a Muppet. This guy's a non-player character. He's not real. This is a trend, actually. I've seen quite a few of these videos, and he almost fails successfully. He almost fails successfully because he almost actually cleaned this up. He didn't do the just like spinning it around in circles like I've seen. That is just crazy. That's tragic. But his technique, I'll give it a 4 out of 10. A lot of room for improvement, but it wasn't the worst that I've seen. There was actual potential. I mean, he was kind of getting there, but then he absolutely fumbled the bag with the absolute blunder of a performance when he knocked the paper towel down onto the floor. And also he has to lose a few points for the amount of paper towels that he had to use. Now, I do have to, you know, make a little bit of a disclaimer, right? It was a lot of ketchup, more ketchup than we've seen in most of these feats, but irregardless, the result is the same. He could have done much better. Obviously, this is indicative of someone who has never really had to clean up a ketchup stain. Well, not a stain, but, you know, a glob of ketchup. I mean, she really put it on him there. She gave this guy the impossible challenge, super hard, difficult mode gone wrong. But this kind of like really ties into one of the other things, right? It's a part of the like cultural thing that I mentioned previously, but it's also just that a lot of men don't have experience growing up and performing certain tasks, like actually like cleaning this kind of stuff up, and so they don't really know how to do it because they're not taught. And that's not necessarily their fault, but as you grow up and you mature, like you should want to like take on more responsibilities and learn things. And the thing about him is he didn't seem like he wanted to like really learn. Now, if I was in that same position and I for some reason didn't know how to properly clean up ketchup off the counter, and I saw that what I was doing was wrong, I would, you know, take a step back and be like, oh, well, this isn't right. Let me, you know, see if I can fix this and do it correctly. And he was so lazy and nonchalant about it, to the point where he knocked the paper towels off onto the floor because he was just so like not involved with what he was actually trying to do. He was not committed. He was doing it because he was on camera, and that's it. And he wasn't really trying to do it. He was just basically caught between a rock and a hard place, didn't really have much of a choice. He was put on the spot in this moment and was like, okay, well, I'll give it my best shot. Here goes nothing, you know? And then he puts on this whole song and dance, this terrible, terrible performance. And you see this sort of thing in all different types of tasks. It's far beyond just cleaning up a ketchup spill. So many different things like groceries.
So yesterday I was in shock because my husband told me that he was going to do the grocery shopping. Couldn't believe it. And then he came back with these few items. Eggs, spreadable butter with canola oil. We've never used this ever. Moose Tracks ice cream. Okay. Along with some Take 5 Reese's bars and Butterfingers.
Wow, what a fulfilling, nutritious haul that I'm sure will get you through the week. But I'm sure you'll get through the week with that. Lots of ingredients to cook, meals to plan. Definitely meals to plan. I've loved maybe like the Take 5 Moose Tracks ice cream dinner idea. I think that could kind of slap. You don't have that many options. Maybe even slap a little bit of butter on that, you know, if you want to really go crazy and off the rails. I'm sure you can eat that a couple times for the week, and yeah, should definitely get your calorie intake in. I mean, clearly he was shooting high, right? He was like, he looked at the packaging, right? He was like, what has the highest calories? Because, you know, calories equals energy, and energy equals nourishment. And, you know, he was really thinking out of the box, using his big boy brain, and was like, let me just maximize the calories per dollar here. We can't go wrong with that, right? You know, get as many calories as you need. Anyway, this was probably the most pitiful grocery haul I think I have ever witnessed. And I've been poor, okay? But this is shocking. This is remarkable. I do a lot of grocery shopping along with my wife. We pick out groceries together. We kind of get like most of the same stuff. We do groceries like twice a week because we love our fresh produce, right? That's a lot of what we eat is mostly fresh produce, and we cook about 4 or 5 times a week, you know, depending on how lazy we are. And yeah, we do it together. Sometimes I do it alone, but we do groceries together. And if I was tasked with doing groceries on my own, which I've done before, right? It's a very normal thing for me. I would hit all the marks. I would tell the marks, I'd get a 10 out of 10. Not gonna lie with you, Big Cheese. This guy here, maybe a 3 out of 10. I think he got that carton of eggs. And you could do something with a carton of eggs, okay? You could make a couple meals with that. You know, scrambled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, eggs over easy, eggs over hard. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, you're never running out of options. Come on. 500 IQ thinking. Now, obviously, we've got people making fun of this trend because it's a real thing that men, in quotations, can't grocery shop. And yeah, there's some goofballs out there who use this to weaponize their incompetence so that she'll never send them to the grocery store again. So he wins.
I'm back.
Oh, amazing. Did you get everything?
Duh, I followed the list. Here's your oil.
Oh, I thought I said olive oil.
No, I got you olives and I got you oil.
It's fine.
All right, and here's the heavy cream.
That's not heavy cream.
Oh, I thought cream was short for ice cream, and this was the heaviest one.
No, that's not what I
All right, I got chick.
Okay.
And I got peas. Baby, I couldn't find carrots.
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh, and I got potatoes, but they're not sweet.
That's fine. Nice.
Oh, do I love a good weaponized incompetence meme? Absolutely, perfectly executed. Now, obviously, they were able to put together such a great skit here, so I doubt this guy actually exhibits weaponized incompetence symptoms, so that's a good thing. I think the best one of all was the baby and not even the carrots. That is just rich. Absolutely rich. And honestly, with that first one, he didn't do that bad. I mean, yeah, he got oil and olives, not olive oil, but at least it was avocado oil. Like, avocado oil kind of slaps. Like, I wouldn't be upset, you know, if we got avocado oil over olive oil. They're both good. What I would be shocked by if he managed to pull out motor oil and olives or something, you know, that would have gone a completely different route. But I guess, you know, even the most incompetent aren't that incompetent. At least that's what I would like to believe. Now, we've got this Reddit story to kind of just pull everything that we've talked about so far together, especially with the groceries. Because this is such a good first-hand example of somebody experiencing this. So let's move on with it, shall we? Context, I'm generally the one who does the grocery / for the house shopping, simply because my husband, 40M, always manages to screw something up when he goes. But I've been sick for a solid month now. Yay, walking pneumonia. So the 4th week in a row, I send him and our son, 17M, to the store against my better judgment. I tried to idiot-proof it for them. Everything was arranged into groups by its location in the store. Aisles were specified. Brands were specified. Which items we had coupons for? Hell. If down to the number of ounces in each canned good. It honestly could not have been any clearer unless I had made a 3D model of the store and handed them pictures. So I hop in the shower, trying to loosen the crap in my lungs and just feel human again, and then pour myself a bowl of cereal. Apparently, bread has outsmarted my husband and my son, leading them to be pissed at me. Then they needed to have their hands held over the phone to figure out if the tuna pouches are out. The damn cans right next to them are perfectly fine. Like, what the fuck? I had to turn my phone off because they apparently cannot use the tiniest bit of common sense unless they confer with me first. The kid is a surly teen, so I expect it from him. My in-laws did everything for my husband to the point that he was legitimately convinced I had broken some law a year or so ago when I split 3 bananas off from the bunch. I wish I was kidding, but apparently he didn't grow up around grocery stores. I gotta speak out about that last thing. Obviously everything else, you know, totally right and all that. But I didn't know you could just take bananas off of the bunch either. Like I thought, like I'd never thought to do that. Cause honestly, whenever, you know, my family grocery shop, we always just bought the whole bunch. So like I didn't know you could just like split them off. Actually, I discovered that when my wife did it for the first time, and I was perplexed. I'll tell you that. I was shocked. I was shooketh. I was like, didn't know you could do that. That looks like a crime to me. But hey, we went to checkout and there was no problems, you know, to my surprise. So I learned that in the last few years myself, actually. So I don't think that's like something really harp on them for personally, but hey, that's just me. However, they are correct. She is correct that these two goofballs, these two dimwits, don't know how to function in a grocery store. And I guarantee you, they probably just came home and was like, yeah, we're not doing that again. That's your job. You're so much better at it. See, that's one of the key words right there. You're better at it. Why would I do it? You do it so much better. That's literally something that they use all the time to justify their incompetence, right? So that they don't have to do these mundane tasks. such as grocery shopping, these womanly tasks, you know, such as cleaning. They don't have to do those things because you do it so much better, right? Why would you go with the second best when you can always get the best? Maybe it's because the best here wants some time to relax sometimes. Maybe it's because the best here could use your help so that they have a little bit of extra free time to themselves. Like many of these men in these relationships often have much more time to themselves, right? But they don't want to reciprocate that and give it back to their significant other, their spouse, or whatever. And so it creates these scenarios where they are just frustrated, right? They are done with everything. They're tired of you. They're sick of you. They take to TikTok to complain about you, to showcase your incompetent bullshit, or Reddit, for instance, because they need a place to complain about your incompetent, lazy, stupid ass. And they give me enough ammo to make an entire video about it. That's how bad this issue actually is. And the problem is, they just kind of get away with it because they've been taught their whole lives that this is just normal. This is just what you do as a man, right? You don't have to do all these tasks. You got a wife to do them for you, or you got a girlfriend to do them for you. And some of them take it so far to such extremes where they threaten their partners when they don't bend to their will and take care of those tasks that belong to them.
The hell is this? Why are my clothes not folded? Hello? Wake your ass up.
What happened?
Why are my clothes not neatly folded and put away?
I'm taking a nap. What the hell is wrong with your problem, bro?
You didn't fold my clothes and put them away.
Oh, then you do it.
No.
Yes,
That's your job.
I'm tired. I worked a whole fucking 8-hour shift and I want to take a nap. And you're over here talking about laundry.
Well, you can put my laundry away before you take a nap.
It's your laundry. You can fold it and put it away. Are you fucking serious?
I can fold it and put it away?
Are you serious? Yes, do it.
No, that's your job.
Clothes.
That's your job.
No, you fucking put away your laundry. I'm not doing that for you.
Yes.
No.
Now chop chop.
Chop chop.
Yes.
No. You chop chop. I'm going back to sleep.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna pour water on you then.
Okay. Laundry shirt. Are you fucking serious?
Get your ass up and do my laundry now.
I'm not gonna fold your laundry.
You want water?
Are you serious?
Yes.
Are you fucking serious?
Do my laundry.
Are you freaking serious?
Now, I'm gonna keep it $1.75 with you. I'm not 100% sure that this is real and it's not a skit. Now, I want to point out a couple things that this is filmed with like a security camera kind of thing that they have up in the corner there. So, you know, it's not really giving off the vibe of TikTok skit. You would think that, you know, they would set up a camera like a regular one somewhere and record it. Like that's usually how they do these types of things. And even if it was a skit, like, and it's being passed off as real, what kind of message does this really share with the world? You know, like, it's concerning. Now let's talk about it as if this was real, because even if this particular one isn't, I guarantee there's probably a million cases where this sort of thing does genuinely happen, and probably in a very similar fashion. So the guy walks in, he's like, fold my laundry, right? You're the laundry folder of this relationship. I don't do that ever, because, you know, I'm an incompetent dickhead who can't do anything for himself, can't wash my own ass. I need you to do that for me too, by the way, at about 15 minutes, just letting you know. Anyway, so he says that she just finished working an 8-hour shift herself, right? Which like I've already said, it's common now, right? That both men and women are working, you know, a lot, about the same amount most of the time. And now more than ever is it paramount that we share responsibilities, right? You know, you might have like your more designated tasks or whatever. You might be the designated laundry folder of the relationship, but it doesn't mean that the other person can't do it sometimes, especially if you're tired and you're sleeping and you don't want to get up, and he's wide the fuck awake, clearly. I mean, look at him. He came in there like hostile as hell. Like, he busts through that door like the Kool-Aid man, you know, demanding that she do his laundry for him. And obviously, she doesn't look like in a laundry doing mood right now. It looks like she's in a getting some much needed rest mood. And you as her partner should give her that, right? You should see, oh, she's sleeping right now. She's clearly tired. I'll handle this myself, because you have 2 hands and you can fucking do it. It's not that complicated, Big Cheese. It ain't hard to fold some clothes. It doesn't even look like you have that many. You felt that it was a better use of your time to come and harass and berate her and throw your clothes on her and pour water on her and then have this whole fight, which I guarantee you is exhausting far more energy than just folding a few pairs of clothes. But seriously, that was the logic here, was go waste your time and energy and hers and make your relationship worse by demanding that she do your laundry when she's clearly not in the mood and she's clearly resting. Like, come on, dude. You gotta do better.
Real weaponized incompetence looks like. Me and my mom haven't been home for 3 days. I haven't been home for longer, but he was left to his own for 3 whole days, and that's it. This is the state of our kitchen and dining room. This is the most tame of it. It's his computer just left open, but this is his mess specifically all there. Then we get over here. Of course, you can't take out the recycling. This has been there for days. This is just something that needs recycled. All his beer and stuff. More beer. Left out ranch, so. Or blue cheese, great, that's really ruined. That's been out for at least overnight. This is left open. That is because he refuses to do the dishes, so he has run out of silverware. Let me show you. This is like big stuff. But yeah, out of silverware, that's our silverware. Just spoons only. Then this paper towel roll he won't replace. My mom says to just leave it, so he has to clean it all up. Because I have a theory he left this ginormous mess to punish us for not being home with him for days. So I think he did this intentionally to try to make us have to clean up after him. We will not be doing that. This is crazy work. This is the only thing that was my mom's. The rest of it is all his. It starts with the water bottles and the beer cans, but this is what happens when you leave them alone in the house to their own devices. So pick your partners wisely, people.
Okay, first and foremost, why was the canola oil open in the first place? You know Big Cheese ain't cooking nothing for himself, except maybe a grilled cheese sandwich. And, you know, whatever. Maybe he used the canola oil for that, I guess. But what the hell? Like, what is this? I mean, how many beers do you need to drink, dude? It was 3 days, not 3 weeks. Like, my God, you see the top of the garbage, it's nothing but beer cans. I bet you in the garbage itself, it's probably filled with beer cans, because I guess this guy just couldn't handle himself without the women around. You know, can't do anything, can't clean up, can't cook, can't do nothing, ordering Taco Bell, leaving the canola oil open. I mean, what is happening here? Yeah, you can't make this stuff up. This is out of this world. It's like, dude, also, why didn't you take the trash out? Like, you can't even do that. Like, at least men are typically expected to at least take the fucking garbage out, but brother couldn't even be bothered to do that. It's remarkable. And yeah, she's right. I'm sure he believed that when they returned that they would just clean up his mess. They would just clean up for him. He wouldn't have to do a thing. And he was definitely riding on that. And I'm glad they showed up and said, this is for you to clean, cowboy. We're not doing it. Sorry. Yeah, that's the way you got to handle these giant man babies sometimes. It's what you got to do. You know, if they're not going to teach themselves to behave and take care of their messes, then I guess you got to step in. I know. Be the parent to your own father in this case. That's just crazy to me. So that is crazy work. Now, this guy here is like a philosopher in the modern art of sexism, right? He knows better than anyone why he doesn't have to do those stupid tasks that women do. And he has such a great, compelling argument for why he gets to be a lazy bum 90% of the time.
You're telling me that a woman has to go work like a man every day, and a man goes work and he's tired when he gets home. A woman's not tired. She has to clean, cook, do the dishes, do the laundry. Are you kidding?
Why don't you want to do that?
What are you talking about? Why don't I want to do that? You know how tiring that is? Have you done that?
First of all,
I do it every day.
Fellas, do not choose a woman who don't want to be a woman.
Right. So you don't want to be a woman. No, you don't want to be a woman.
Yelling doesn't mean you're winning an argument. It's a sign of low intelligence. You can lower your voice and speak to me. I'm sitting right here. I can hear you. So all this, I cook and I clean, and yeah, that's part of your function. But when your tire is flat, my function is to make sure you have a new tire.
But
when your car need an oil change, it's my job to make sure these people ain't ripping you off. We have different duties and functions and responsibilities. And if you don't love your duty, your function, your responsibility, you're not fit to be a wife, period.
I mean, isn't he just a genius? I mean, just put him right up there with the greats like Isaac Newton and Albert Einstein. Go ahead. Just put him right up there with all those geniuses. Because, dude, he's got it figured out. He's got it figured out. As long as I change your oil and fix your tire, I don't have to do jack fuck else. I don't have to do jack fuck all. That's on you. Every single other task, you do that. Sorry. You know, that's just how it functions. So, in other words, in his worldview, women take care of all of the, you know, daily tasks, the ones that actually require a lot of time and work and effort, and you just have to go and get the tire changed once every couple of years or so, and like that's it, and you're good. You've done your role, you've done your job. That doesn't really add up, you know. I mean, clearly, I mean, the guy thinks he's a genius talking about her being low IQ, but he doesn't understand basic arithmetic. If she's doing 100% of the daily tasks every single day, right, plus working, right? So those even out, the working evens out. Assume you guys work the same amount. And she's doing 100% of the daily tasks, cooking, cleaning, you know, all that stuff. If you have kids, taking care of kids, whatever, right? And then you do a task. Let's be generous. Let's be charitable. Let's say you do some sort of manly task once every couple of months. Let's say once every 2 months. Let's really throw this guy a bone here. You do these tasks once every 2 months. The math ain't mathin', dog. So for your one task every 2 months, she's been doing daily tasks for 60 days. It's just not, it's not adding up. And what are you doing, you know, sitting on your ass playing Call of Duty? What the hell? I mean, how do you like let these words leave your mouth, you know, have them cycle back into your ears so that you have to listen to your own words, and then you still believe them despite how ridiculous and stupid they are? It's shocking. It's baffling to me. But this is what they've been conditioned to believe. It's not like he just made these ideas up out of his own asshole. Like, he's been brought up on these ideas, and many men have. And it's up to us to realize that those types of ideas are antiquated. You know, they don't really have a place in modern society anymore, unless you have a very traditional household where, you know, you work your job or whatever, and you're with a stay-at-home wife or whatever, and she's a stay-at-home mother, and that's all she does, right? And she's like, yep, this is all I do, this is all I want to do, and you don't have to do anything else. If that's the agreement that you guys have with each other, then by all means, so be it. But in the vast majority of these situations that we're talking about, that's not the case. That's not the relationship dynamic that they have. And even in those situations, sometimes you might be feeling a little sick that day, you know, if you are the stay-at-home mother, or, you know, extra exhausted or tired. Maybe you had a surgery, or maybe the kids were really exhausting that week and you need a little break. Well, you should be able to get that break. Even if, you know, your man or whatever works and that's his duty, he's still got free time. He's still got free time. And if he can handle the kids for a little while for you in those situations, then I'm sure it'd be greatly appreciated. Now, I just want to show you guys one more meme from Sarah Clate, of course, because she's got a meme for like everything we talk about on this channel, which is just wonderful. But here you go.
My wife has been really depressed, so today I'm gonna surprise her by babysitting the kids so she can clean the entire house. The dishes are piling up in the sink, there's toys everywhere, like the place is literally filthy, and she hasn't had time to do my laundry in weeks. She hasn't been in the mood to clean because she's been exhausted, so I thought I'd surprise her with some cleaning supplies and by giving her a free babysitter, me, for the kids. I'm gonna take the kids out to Hooters so I can watch some football and have some really good food because she hasn't cooked for me in a long time. I usually watch football for hours on Sundays, so this will give her a lot of time to clean the entire house, and hopefully she does some extra, like maybe cook, because this man needs a home-cooked meal. She also hasn't had time to go to a really important doctor's appointment, so I'm gonna surprise her again by doing this soon so she can go. This is a message to all husbands: take notes and your lady will appreciate you.
So, yeah, no. Thing about Sarah, I've mentioned before, always making fun of real things that happen. Now, this is based on a real video from influencers. I think it was Matt and Abby, and Matt actually said these things basically. But regardless, she's highlighting a really important issue, which isn't really the focal point of this video. We can talk about it in another one if you're interested. Make sure you're subscribed. But it's about like people who refuse to parent their kids. Now, this goes both ways, right? It can be a mother, it can be a father, but it happens mostly with fathers because, again, they're taught from a young age in their upbringing that, hey, Mothers are mothers, they take care of the kids, you just go to work and that's it, big dog, that's it, that's your only responsibility. And so they believe that, they carry that with them for, you know, the majority of their lives. And so watching their kids becomes like a treat for the mothers, right? Where they're like, oh, you know, I'll watch the kids for an hour so you can go relax, you know, once a month, something along those lines, because they don't think the responsibility falls on them at all. And they'll be pretty absent much of the time. Now he's like, oh yeah, I'm really gonna treat my wife. I'm gonna, you know, take the kids to Hooters. I'm gonna take the kiddos to Hooters, and I'm gonna watch over them for most of the day so that you can catch up on your cleaning, instead of like, so you can relax and like, you know, have a good day and not be stressed out, and, you know, not have to work for once, and not have to take care of everything around the house for once. Yeah, it's a real thing that happens. And are you surprised? Because I'm sure as hell not. Oh, lastly, I want to show you guys how this weaponized incompetence can literally lead to the destruction of a relationship, because it's exactly what we're about to see.
Melissa, I come home from work, the house is all dirty. What do you do all day?
I've been working.
Working?
Just because you go into work and I work off my computer doesn't mean anything.
Working? It looks like you haven't been working because the house is all dirty. The dishes are still out. How about you go clean them? Like, because it's your job.
Those are your dishes.
I don't care. It's your job.
It's not my job. I'm
You
your
are
wife.
the woman.
Ever since we've gotten married, why have you started acting like this?
You are the woman. It's your job. You know what? I'm gonna go find another woman, alright?
Go
It
ahead.
doesn't even matter.
Go ahead. I don't care.
I'd
rather be with someone that does 50-50 and doesn't think the
I'll
women...
actually go get someone that does her job.
Okay,
in the
good.
house.
You go find someone. Good,
Like,
good
cleans
luck.
the house
Good
and
luck
does the
finding
dishes.
someone that's going to put up with your bull.
It's not bull. Now get up. I'll make you do the dishes.
No,
How
you're
about
not
that?
making me do anything.
How about you get up
away
and
from
go
me,
get
Tom.
the dishes?
Don't touch me.
Get up.
No,
and
I'm not going
go
to.
do
No,
the
I'm not going to do
dishes.
anything. Back away from me. I'm
It's your
serious.
job.
It's not my job.
Then get out of my house.
Okay, I will.
Get up.
No, I'm not.
And I can't say 100% that this isn't like a skit, but it doesn't matter, because these are real things that happen. This is a real scenario, regardless of if the one that we just watched is or not. And so we're going to talk about it like it's real. Now, I mentioned earlier on that many women are kind of fed up with the whole weaponized incompetence. So, oh, I can't do it. That's your job. It's something they absolutely hate hearing, that it's your job, right? Again, you can have roles and stuff like that. It doesn't mean you can't pick up the slack if there are circumstances around it that call for it, right? It's called just being a partner in a relationship, because your biggest role of all, regardless if you're a man or woman, is to be a partner to your partner, right? Which means taking up responsibilities when they can't, or if they need a break, or if they need help. It's like, imagine that, watching your partner struggle with something, not be able to get something done or whatever, or having a hard time because they're so tired, they're exhausted, whatever it is, and you're just like, oh, well, it's not my job, so I can't help you. Like, are you a partner, or are you a dictator? Like, what is that? Like, you're not giving your part of the relationship, right? They should be 50-50, you know, or sometimes you've got to do a little more occasionally. That's what really happens. There should always be 100%, whether it's a 70-30 for a little while, a 50-50, a 40-60, whatever it is. If you have to pick up the slack, you have to pick up the slack. It's called being in a relationship. It's called being a good partner. It's not that complicated. Now, obviously, like I said, this type of fight, whether this video is real or not, is something that happens. Him just saying, oh, I'm gonna go find a woman who actually does her job, who does her role, and she's like, good fucking luck, you know. And I think, you know, she works as well, but this is just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And obviously this affects women in a lot of different ways, especially now that you know, everybody is working a full-time job, basically. And then to still be expected to take up so much of the home responsibilities, I imagine it's very exhausting, it's tiring, you get sick of it, you don't want to deal with these goofballs at all. And so many of them just fucking avoid it, because, like, what's the point if this is what they're going to have to deal with? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And, you know, I've already pretty much made it clear that this is a manipulation tactic. I mean, I didn't say the manipulation words themselves, but it's what all it means, right? When you're faking not being able to do things, or you act like it, or you mess things up on purpose, that's manipulation. You're tricking them, or trying to trick them into believing that you can't do it, so they have to, or they're just so much better at it, or that it's their role. It's all manipulation at the end of the day. There's no obvious answer to dealing with this if it does happen, but you just set the boundaries. And if your partner doesn't want to work within those boundaries that you set, then that's it. You you get yourself out of that situation. You know, you got to put your foot down. You got to stand on business. And if you don't, then if you don't stand for anything, then you fall for anything, right? I think that's the quote. I might have gotten it wrong, but regardless, that's what you got to do. And anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. See you all next time.